I said, oh man, so we are live, good folks, we are live. Hold on, you gotta hear some feedback real quick. I'm trying to make sure we get on the main channel. We were just vibing over on Twitch, man. Before we go live on YouTube, I'll be vibing on Twitch, listening to music. Y'all know YouTube be hating when it comes to the copyrights, so I gotta be careful over there. But anyway, man, how y'all been? It's been a minute since I've been live. I was gonna go live the other night. but I'm like, nah, that's gonna throw off my sleep schedule too damn much. You feel me? I've been doing better with my sleep, so I ain't been able to do the late night lives, but we are here today. We got a lot to talk about, man. There's been some things I've been just seeing on social media. A lot of things I'm watching on YouTube. And I'm like, damn. I was like, I was late to a couple topics, so I was trying to find my way into some conversations. And I think it's a perfect time to talk about this conversation when it comes to J. Cole. He just did his interview, feel me? Last week, J. Cole announced that he was going to be popping back outside after being tired from the trunk tour. And he announced that he was going to be doing interviews. Now, when he said that, people was wondering like, okay, so now he's ready to do interviews. Before, of course, we all knew about a situation where Cameron was like, damn, I need my swap for my verses and my vocals that I put on your two projects. He sued him and everything. So people was wondering like, damn, so is he gonna finally fulfill the obligation with Cam when it came to the interview for that shit? So people was wondering, and today we finally have our answer. So just to remind y'all of how Cameron was feeling prior to that point, here goes a clip of Cameron explaining why he decided to sue J. Cole.
Me and J. Cole are cool, or was cool. This is exactly what happened. Being a man is keeping your word. And I know everybody's busy and everybody has things to do. But if I give you my word 4 or 5 times, I got to do it. So on his first project he did, I did an intro for him. I did the record for him for his intro. I told him I may need a verse whenever I get a project done. He said, cool. He had another project. I did a record in 20 minutes. I knocked that shit out and went off about my business. I need a verse. I'm exaggerating, but he's like the shock rain right now, and you know the moon got aligned with the stars, and you know when I write, I put my all into it. Okay, now let's put your all into it then. You know what I'm saying? Give me that. You called me twice to do something, and I did it. One day you have 48 hours to do it. Then I knocked the other thing out as soon as I came to New York, because you ain't want to send me a record, you want to be in the studio with me. I knocked it out. Cool, you don't give me the record. Then I said, you know what, forget the record. Let's do an interview. Bet I got you. I got a project coming out in June. Let's do it around there. Cool, June is coming. Oh, we pushed the album back. I don't want to just do an interview. All right, cool. Now we're going to do it in October. All right, I'll call you back in October. Yo, what's up? Oh, man, Keller, you say, I tell you October, you call October, huh, nigga? Yeah, nigga. Yeah. So now this is when all the beef is going on with Kendrick Lamar. I can't do it now because I don't feel like talking about that right now. I said, look, I'll do the interview. I won't even bring that up. He says, nah, I can't do no interview and not talk about it. All right, well, when can I get the interview? Yo, February, definite. February, I'm dead ass on February. February come. Yo, what's up? Oh, shit. Yo, I'm still working, man.
Hey man, all right. So when I heard about the situation initially, dog, the whole time I'm like, bro, Cam, just be patient. Just be patient, bro. Because right now, J. Cole, we all have an idea of how J. Cole moves. He seemed like to be a sincere guy, a good dude, based on what we see. So you was in a position that the nigga owed you. And I remember, bro, back in my days of trying to be a little stupid little nigga and dibbling, dabbling in extracurricular activities, trying to be some type of pharmaceutical nigga, you feel me? A street pharmacist. And my homie that was putting me on to game, he was like, bruh, I love when people owe me. Reason being because I know I'm always have some bread to come and collect. Or I always got something over their head. I love when people owe me. So in this situation, Cam, he got J. Cole, you know he's about to drop his last album. I'm not copping pleas for J. Cole, by the way, because when I did this video initially, I was saying, yeah, you gotta be a man of your word for sure. But you know he's about to drop his quote-unquote last album, for sure. And everyone know, or you know for sure, him and you know that he owes you. So I felt like it was just a situation that, just be patient. It's gonna all play out eventually, you feel me? But Cam couldn't wait. He went ahead and sued, bro. So that lead us to this shit right here. Hey, Alicia, I see how you doing. What's good in the chat? If you join the chat, talk your shit because we do talk back. You feel me? I'm live right now. This is not a normal video. I know I premiere all my videos, so y'all may think this is a normal upload. No, I'm live. We live, all right? But yeah, so that led us to this right here. This is a little funny exchange. Let's tap in.
My girl can't be a stylist neither. When she's fixing somebody's collar, I don't know what may happen next time she. What's up, man?
I'm just saying, like, a lawsuit, bro.
Lawyers?
You know, it wasn't like that.
I'm just saying, bro. You got niggas like.
Oh, man.
My girl.
Like the Joe Budden podcast says, everything is a rollout, man. Everything is rollout. So a few things. I meant to say this before. I like that J. Cole did. He was realistic. He said, I gotta talk about the beef. He knew that he had to address the beef when it came to him. So he's gonna talk about that shit. He talked about it a bit when it came to the Nadeska podcast. We're gonna go into that. I got a lot of notes for the Nadeska podcast. All right, the Nadeska interview. So hold on one tight for that. But initially, before we get to that part, it's a lot of responses, a lot of reactions. We got QCP in the comment section with the laugh and the flame emojis. Real simple in the Chigs. That's my boy. What's up, dog? Mr. Commodore in that bit laughing. Boogie Black. Paige Kennedy says, oh, damn, Cole back outside doing interviews. I love it. And Cam got the illest fits and rap, I swear. Can't wait to see this one. Shay Max saying, I will be watching. Twitter going crazy. It's good over here. They said, I told y'all it was for promo. It was some people in my comment section initially when I was covering the situation saying that all this shit promo. I'm like, I think not using it for promo, but I think Cameron felt some type of way, bro. Like Cameron is a 50 Cent type of nigga. He's a hip hop asshole that everyone love. You feel me? Cameron, same type of nigga as 50 Cent. Everybody love him being an asshole. I think Cameron felt some type of way because he's not usually in that position where someone could like little boy him. So I don't think he like being in that position. You feel me? So I think that lawsuit was legit. But then they spin the block and said, man, let's go ahead and just make something of it. You feel me? Make lemonade with the lemons. All right. So homie said this was genius. The rap roundtable says Cole linking up with Cameron. Even if we don't like the answers, we gotta respect Cole walking to the line of fire. Homie says Brown Rap Fan says my GOAT was involved in a publicity stunt. Yeah, man. I don't think it was a publicity stunt. I think this is a natural interaction. What y'all think, though? What y'all think? All right. Now, the quotes. This is where everybody going crazy in the quotes. Niggas say, the laughing emojis, certified boogeyman always be going crazy. Gave that nigga Cam a hit nigga damn interview. This is a Drizzy Gobbler saying, didn't Cam sue J. Cole for this interview? LMAO, all this just for J. Fold to spew more lies. We're tired. I'm tired of hearing J. Fold at this point. Anti-industry. Mickey Fax says fired. It wasn't like that. It's gonna be a good interview for the wrong reasons. Now this is interesting. A court-ordered podcast appearance is hilarious. Charles Brown says, yo, this better be AI. And this is fucking hilarious. And I knew this shit was gonna happen still. Man, I didn't think it was gonna happen. I'm gonna be 100% honest with y'all. I did not think this shit was gonna happen. I felt like if I was in J. Cole position, I'm like, damn, bro, you really gonna move like that? But that let me know he's not afraid to go ahead and see someone in their face if it was some bad blood or whatever. He's even willing to go and fix that situation, make that situation right, and to continue to play and show how his character is. I just think, man, if you, once again, back to what I was saying before, if you know you in position to have the interview with J. Cole after the situation with his album dropping, be patient. Wait your turn, man. You're gonna get it, man. But I will be on point. They say the interview will be dropping on Tuesday at 10 p.m. on Talk with Fleet. So y'all can tap in with that. But as we all know, J. Cole did do an interview with Nadeska. Now, the Nadeska has been holding it down as a J. Cole fan that's in the media for a long time, you know, she's been swinging and fighting narratives, doing the thing, you feel me? Because I think a lot of J. Cole fans, I just don't think, like, I'm a J. Cole fan. I don't think many of us are active on social media in the same way that Kendrick fans may be, or Drake fans may be. And I'm a bit of a fan of every single one of them. I would say mostly Cole, damn near mostly Kendrick, and then casually Drake, because I think Drake makes good music. But you know, the past decade it's been, you feel me? Whatever though. But nevertheless, media members is always interesting to see how they position themselves as these headlines and stuff go around. So, but I've always appreciated Nadeska being in there to hold it down and represent shit. But I do got notes and different little talking points and different parts I want to tap into with this damn interview, because the discourse has been crazy online, and it's like I don't see this shit in real time when I'm watching it. I don't see the different ways that niggas gonna flip some shit to make it salacious, to make it funny, to make jokes about shit. I'm like, damn, I ain't think people gonna find so many things negative about the interview to say. But if you trying to go ahead and get them AdSense, you trying to go ahead and get them Elon bucks or whatever you got to do, you gonna do what you got to do. So that shit has been interesting to see. But I enjoyed the interview, especially the parts where we talked about the actual album, the actual music, the actual process of going from Born Centered and transitioning to knowing that he had to fall off in his mind for years, but then saying he wasn't actively working on the album for for a good point in time, but he knew he described that as his North Star, that he was going to eventually get to that project. So seeing him process through it, or talk through the process of coming up with the idea for Your Eyes Only, then KOD and things of that sort, you feel me? It was interesting to see. But right here, we're gonna tap in. This is Ray talked about the Poor Thing reference. All right. So I did see a lot of people cover the Poor Thing shit, and many people was talking about who J. Cole was actually talking about on Poor Things. But J. Cole basically said it was several different people bunched into one. Let's tap in.
Thing. It's
fuck. Like,
until we get the energy on Poor Thing. It's the sequencing on that is okay. So let me gather my thoughts here. It's so interesting. Like you said, it's this like hyper focused time, because on Safety, there's the setup, right? There's that friend writing you from home, right? Giving you all of the news. And then towards the end, he sets up like, yo, why is this guy making songs about you or whatever, which then leads us into Poor Thing. And then you also have a reference to drum and bass, which I didn't really catch till like recently, the more I listened to the album, which sets up as we go into that song. So even as you're on drum and bass and you're having this amazing time out, like the nostalgia, then things start to turn left. So like the story, like...
I'm saying he's got a sweatshirt too on. It's a terrible softball interview, Child's Round interview. He keeps it real with others glaze. Bro, you got to understand that humans are different, my nigga. Everybody don't like the same shit. Everyone doesn't have the same perspective on shit. So I think a lot of time people want to come to the internet, or especially that you come to certain content creators to go ahead and confirm your bias. You feel me? You want to see someone have the same ideas as you to make you feel more comfortable about your thought. But I'm the type of person that's usually want to go ahead and, search for different ideas to go ahead and explore different perspectives, and I grow and I learn more. And I'm comfortable with knowing, with that understanding, I'm comfortable with knowing that other people may not think the same way as me. So I don't get outraged. I don't think someone may be bought off. Nigga, I'm a small ass creator. I know sometimes I do great numbers, but on the usual, I'm a small creator, bro. Ain't nobody paying me off for shit, bro. The shit I'm saying is my natural opinions on things. You feel me? It's my natural opinion. So no, I get a sweatshirt. Would I love a sweatshirt? Hell yeah, but I'm at to buy that shit. But I genuinely like the fucking music.
For sure.
And I genuinely don't see, I think other people have different perspectives on things as far as what he found wrong. I don't agree with that shit at all. That's their opinion. I don't agree with that shit, but it is what it is. Pay
attention, really, like you kind of feel the emotions that you were going through at the time.
Yeah, for sure. So those were the emotions. Like the emotion of you hearing somebody talking about you, and I'm not an outwardly like said what? You know what I mean? But internally, it's like, first of all, nigga, I don't even fucking know you. You know what I mean? And mind you, that's not the specific Poor Thing story, because to me, Poor Thing, mad people hit me like, yo, who you talking about in the third verse of Poor Thing? It's like, bro, that's not even really important. What's important is the emotion that I'm giving you. Really, if you really want to know the truth, I combine a bunch of niggas into that last verse, the punk bitch, to give you the emotion that I feel, and that probably a bunch of people feel when you hear somebody say something about you. You're like, it's an instant triggering feeling, and like, you know, I'm not the hardest nigga in the world, far from it, but I'm still a human, and I'm still born and bred in this place where pride is like how you survive, damn near. You know what I mean? Like, you have to carry a sense of like defensiveness and pride just to like make it through the day, maybe unscathed. You know what I mean?
But even if
And shout out to Jay Nolan. Jay Nolan did an interview with 910 Space, and 910 Space said that based on things what Cole was saying, he may fit the description for some stuff. That's the guy that's the guy that pissed on J. Cole's crib and shit. So he was saying in an interview with Jay Nolan, once again, Jay Nolan, boy, you're cooking. He felt like there were some things that fit his description, but a lot of things didn't. So he, in that same interview, said he may have combined multiple people into one person, and that you see that a lot of time with writers. Period. People that may write movies or some shit, you feel me? They may go ahead and combine a bunch of different people and make one created person, but it all fits a huge experience. You feel me? But there are some lyrics though, like you got to understand the poor things mentality and the energy that he was talking about in that song. He reflected on that shit in the first verse of The Villains when he said, even though his heart was made of felt, you could see the energy in the songs that he was writing at whatever age around the time on the first disc, that he had to go ahead and put on a certain demeanor to go ahead and give him some type of armor to be able to survive in the industry initially. So that's what he's talking about right here.
you carry that in your person, like when you're in Fayetteville, as a fan, I feel like that's the first time I really heard you dial it up like that on a record. Like that was one of my favorite songs because I was like, oh, okay, Jermaine, this is like a different side. You know, that energy is not something we've gotten from you before.
But that's just me trying to give you a glimpse of like how I feel. Like that side does exist now. Like and
if I did this interview, then if I was in that seat or talking with Nadeska, then I would have did a juxtaposition with Poor Things with the song The Villains, because The Villains really showcases his growth past the pride and how he used to write. Shit, we got time. Y'all probably seen this damn interview already. Let's go ahead and go through Rap Genius on The Villains so you can understand what I'm talking about. So everybody know Poor Thing. Everything he talking about, punk bitch this, punk bitch that. But on The Villains, the lyrics on The Villains so damn dope when you are able to see where he talks about the growth that he experienced on this too. All right. No, I can't pull up the actual song, but we go through the lyrics though. Make sure it's on the screen. Y'all can see that shit. So he says, dust off the old notebook where younger Jermaine Lamar wrote hooks to get a glimpse of what his hopes looked like back in his younger years, and found a page stained with what seems to be 100 tears as the smeared words spoke of his blunted fears, telling him persevere through it all. Go hard like Medusa in front of mirrors. To reach the top, so aware that the trouble's there. We're nothing more than a worse version of troubles where. We're nothing more than the worst version of troubles aware. So he said, let me skip over to this part right here. Where is that? So here we go. And though his heart was made of felt, his exterior hardened to present a demeanor in which this period taught him was best for survival, to deflect the most aggressive of rivals. A testament for the lessons I followed, seeing the death of bravado. The second weapons hit his chest with a hollow. Pride is a bitter pill. Pride is a bitter pill indeed, but it's best if you swallow. If not, your homie's gonna pay respect with a bottle poured out onto the flesh of his mother earth, while liquor slithers like a serpent across the mud and dirt to go rest in the pothole. So right there, he's basically just talking about the pride that you felt as a youngin', and also the mask you had to put on that you felt like you needed to be a rapper and really compete in this game. So that way he talks about his fucking growth right there.
One at 29, it definitely existed more than it did now. But even at 29, I knew what I know now, which is like, yeah, I might feel like this, and my gut feeling might be like in the moment hearing that, it's like, man, I wish I could see that nigga right now and like let him say what he just told you in front of my face. Cause one, he know he lying. He don't, you know what I mean? And two, he know he not like that. This is my gut initial instinct, right? And then there's a part that goes, it's not that serious. Let him. You know, let him. It's cool. Like, let it. Even if he's saying something about you that's untrue, like, let him. Even if he's saying something about you that's true, let him. You know what I mean? What? Like, there's a adult in the room that comes and says like, yo, your initial instinct is not worth it. You know what I mean? Because your initial instinct could lead to a movie that you've seen so many times.
Right.
You know what I mean? And on top of that, just on a spiritual level, it's like, yo, what's that gonna do? Like, so I'm ramping it up on that verse to just give you insight. Yeah, you never really got that from me, but it's like, just to give you insight into like, yo, that's how it feels. And I know people feel that and can relate to that.
And I don't get that shit, how people like, I have seen critiques of even the energy that they tapped into on Poor Things, bruh. I know even lame niggas, whack square niggas, when they are internalizing some emotions about somebody trying them, they get mad, they heads start turning red, smoke starts coming out their fucking ears, they get pissed off and they want to fight as well. And they may not be a gangster and all that shit, but that what he's doing is painting a picture of the mentality that he was in. It's the writing. So people may say, oh shit, the nigga, I seen people saying, oh, he punched it down, he's bullying a local artist, but don't want to go against Kendrick Lamar and shit, bruh. For one, the shit between him and Kendrick wasn't a legit personal issue, a personal beef. That's one. And then for two, he's telling a story about a point in time when he was 29 years old. And also at the same damn time, he's painting a picture of his emotions at that point in time. It's a story. It's art. It's storytelling. I could bet you every single man has gone through it. It don't matter if you a gangster, a street nigga, square, whatever you is. Every man has gone through a point in time when he wanted to whoop a nigga ass. Every man has experienced that shit. If you have never experienced one to whoop a nigga ass, you're not human. You're not human. So J. Cole showed you a point in time that even he wanted to whoop a nigga ass. All right? That's art. Storytelling. I don't understand how niggas not understanding that shit.
It's like, yo, that's you know, for better or for worse, that's a knee-jerk reaction to disrespect. You know what I mean? It's like it's a defensiveness. Unwarranted
disrespect. You know, I think you pointed out, like, look, when I was broke and struggling and trying to piece it together, like, I was on my own figuring that out, you know? So for you to then come at me now when I'm doing, like, something good for myself, it's understandable. Yeah,
and even as you say that, I'm like, so many instances pop in my mind, you know, from back then and even up until recently, where it's like.
All right, let's skip to where he talks about comparison being a thief of joy. And this one right here is a tough situation because hip hop is like the home of comparisons. It's built off a lot of battle. It's built off of fun as well, but then battle is the part of the culture as well, you know? So you're going to have that naturally in hip hop. People are going to compare you. But at the same damn time, I still don't understand why everyone don't embrace all the artists. It's tough. I see every side of this shit, dog. I understand when you want to ride for your team, and sometimes you're going to talk shit about somebody else's team and shit like that. But at the same damn time, in music, it's not like football. You feel me? Or sports, because at some point in time, your team isn't on the field. Your team may not even play that season at all. So you're going to have to consume, if you truly love hip hop, you're going to have a season where just another nigga's playing and your guy is not playing. Your team is not participating. So what you going to do? I guess you can listen to somebody else's old catalog, but me, as someone that love hip hop, I enjoy all the shit that comes out. And then I use everything for different motivation or different, I tap into different type of music, different subgenres of hip hop for different energy. But all right, he talk about comparison being the thief of joy right here.
You know, I'm picking my snare drums. Is this a hit snare drum? I'm writing my lines. Like, is this line gonna work in a club or at a show? It's like, it was the worst job of like ignoring that stuff, which keeps me in like a good place. But I do notice anytime I like bite or can't resist the urge to like just click that thing, it's like, oh God, shit feels terrible.
You always regret it every single time.
Yes, I feel like I know why. You know the phrase, like, it's not a new phrase, but it's definitely a true phrase. Like, comparison is the thief of joy. And I realized, I'm like, oh shit. One, I know comparison is the thief of joy from my own personal experience, right? Anytime that I've been in my life growing up and comparing myself to anybody else, what somebody else has, what somebody else does, boom, boom, it's gonna rob me of my joy instantly. So like I knew that phrase for that. But I realized the internet is like, it's all comparisons, like in the rap space. I can only imagine like in some of these other spaces, basketball too, right? In the sports space, it's all, I'm gonna put this person versus this person and we're gonna say which of these people is better. And like, it's not just the thief of like that person's joy that you might be talking about. It's actually the thief of everyone's joy, because now I have to pit this person. I have to choose. I have to instantly get like analyze flaws or like or defend the person that I'm on, and it's gonna rob me of the joy of who that person really might be.
Yep.
Perfect example, like Michael Jordan, LeBron James is a very simple analogy, but it's like, yo, if I'm a astute Michael Jordan fanatic, you know what I mean? And I feel the need to defend his greatness, which so many people in the sports world, sports is very similar to music, like in terms of like the toxic nature of like the space online or the discourse or whatever. But I feel the need, my identity is kind of glued to like, I'm a Michael Jordan fan. The instant that I feel the need to like defend his value or his greatness against LeBron James, the only way I can do that is I have to tear LeBron James down in some way. I got to strike at one of his flaws, boom, boom, boom. And what it does is mentally, like off rip, I'm being robbed of the joy of experiencing watching somebody that's great play basketball, because I have to defend this thing. And music is the same way. It's like, yo, I'm going to compare this artist versus this artist. No, worse, I'm going to compare this album from this artist versus this album from the same artist. What if I just love both of these fucking albums? Now you're forcing me, just by the nature of the prompt that you're giving me. You just slipped it inside my head. Now you're not forcing me, of course, but it's a slippery like way for me to go, damn, which of these Schoolboy Q albums is better? You know what I mean? And instantly I'm like, well, what if I just love both them bitches? I don't need to necessarily like compare. And I feel like the whole internet ecosystem, whether it be music, sports, or anything else, is driven. The content is driven and rewarded by pitting thing A versus thing B.
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
It is. Sometimes it's exhausting working in it, right? You drop the full off. What is it? 24 tracks, an hour and 40 minutes. And by Monday, I should have some thoughts on the album. And I'm like, damn, this is stressful. Like,
I seen let's say hopefully Cam doesn't ask softball questions like Nadeska. What type of questions did you want Nadeska to ask? First of all, Nadeska is a fan, so he's doing an interview with someone who is a long-time fan. So that's the perspective that he's getting to right there. You may go to some smaller platforms. He said that too. But you're going to get chill conversation more so with him letting him ramble. That boy look high as hell right there.
Like we've been.
But you're gonna get that. But what question would you prefer him to ask? Let me see what else you said. God forbid Cole call Cam out in a battle rap. That'd be more of a good look for Cam than Cole, because Cam got a float. J. Cole is J. Cole. What you saying? All the hyper masculinity is unprogressive and low key corny if there's no substance coming away from it. True. But as I was saying earlier, you still can't hide from the initial reaction, but it's based on what you do past that point that really shows your character. You feel me? You know, you're going to get mad about some things. You can't control your natural reactions, but how you manage or relegate your emotions shows your character. So that really shows your character. And I think it's more masculine to be able to, all right, see something that you don't agree with, process it, and then move with a focus presence past that point. All right. I sort of understand that, but if you are just talking about Jordan alone, pretty much says everything has never been a matter of comparison. I think comparison is fun, bro. That's one thing that's like, I understand what he's saying. As a true fan of the genre, I understand what he's saying, but I do think hip hop grows because of comparison, because it is fun. Just like sports grows because of comparison, because it is fun. But I think the people who are able to enjoy sports more than others are ones that just like sitting in the back and just a fan of everything, to be honest. I think I will envy someone who's able to enjoy everything. They're not hypercritical of some shit. Or they're able to tap into being hypercritical of whatever, this part of somebody's game or this part of somebody's flow, but then at the same time still enjoy that shit when it comes necessary. Like I think I'm someone like that when it comes to music. With sports, I ain't gonna lie, some shit I don't be fucking with. I don't be want to watch that shit. But music, I think I have a wider palette than some people, so I don't be as hypercritical, or I don't find as many problems in some shit as some folks does. In certain rap, you feel me? If you hit certain benchmarks, certain standards, I'ma fuck with you. Some niggas be trash though, I ain't gonna lie. And some niggas be ass as fuck. Don't wanna hear none of that shit.
Waiting a long time for this album. It's a lot of music. Like, I need time to digest it, but this system is entrenched. It's like, how do you even separate yourself from it? You know, which is why I've been amazed watching your career over the past few years, right? So I'm thinking about things in terms of the lens of like, how do you know when to, here's an example, when you're doing Power Trip, right? So you recorded.
This is a good question, but we're not gonna talk about this right now. So I want to get to the part. But I think this is a cool, just for J. Cole fans that love the album. This is an album type question. How we got to the point of doing the sequence for 39 intro, I believe.
Boom, boom. Like, oh my God, Nadeska came all the way to the Ville, like that. So I'm telling my wife this. And
you picking a fit, by the way, is jokes because
I know these shorts are those shorts, you know. Yo, I also need to meditate because I feel nuts right now. Like
I ain't the right damn time. Snap the fuck. Hold on, let me see.
But I have not gotten there. But I'm glad you have clarity because it feels like
15-song album. The concept was always in line with Dis 29's concept, which was like, yo, it was a trip back. It's gotta be.
This me talking about the album.
Be there. And eventually I was just like, yo, I think there's two stories being told, and I think this is a double disc project. And I see it. Because I think you asked earlier, like, when that concept for Dis 29.
Okay, this is what I know this. I'm looking at my time stamps that I had and put it to the side. So this is when he talks about coming about making this shit a 2-disc project. Because he said at one point in time it was a short, concise project, but he said he did that shit already. He felt like he made the perfect album already for Forest Hills Drive. If you guys don't know, Forest Hills Drive was going to be a double disc. We eventually got that double disc, I believe, in 2024 when he put out he released some vinyls and some shit. We eventually got, somewhat of a double disc for that. But this one was going to be a concise 15-song project. But when he got the motivation after the beef, that made him expand it to 2 discs, and he goes into that right here.
It happened like, like you said, Forest Hills Drive was like a double disc at one point. And then towards the end, I'm like, oh, I'm bugging. Like, this shit is way too long. You know what I mean?
Keep dropping. I'm going to read some of the things y'all saying as far as what y'all think Nadeska should I ask. Keep dropping in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and read them at this point right here.
Then we cut it down. On this one, at a certain point, I was just like, oh shit, I have all the, I was the opposite. I was cutting too many songs that I've loved and felt passionate about. I'm like, yo, nah, this shit don't make sense. Like, that's the fall off too, though. Like, that reaches the bar. Like, that's gotta be there. And eventually I was just like, yo, I think there's 2 stories being told, and I think this is a double disc project. And I see it. Because I think you asked earlier, like, when that concept for Dis 29, when this was a 15-song album, the concept was always in line with Dis 29's concept, which was like, yo, it was a trip back home at the height of fame, and I'm dealing with X, Y, and Z. But it was not as microscopic, super hyper focused. It was more interpretive, like how Forest Hills Drive is. Like, I see the story in Forest Hills Drive. Like, I see what's happening. I don't know if anybody else does, and I don't even give a fuck. But I see like the movie in my mind, but it's interpretive. It's not like you listening to a step by step, and then this happens, and then this happens. It's more like, you know what I mean? It's more like open for interpretation. This 29 is like, No, you can see it. Just like you said, you see my homeboy sending a message, boom, boom. The next thing you know, I'm back home for the funeral. Then you see like, oh, he told me about such and such making a song. So then Poor Thing comes on. You hear me respond to that. Then you see me sending a text to the girl that like I've been knowing for a while. And like every time I come here, we got a little thing going on. That's Legacy, boom, boom. Then you see me linking with my homeboys. Then you see us going to the club. Then you see us in the club. You see the visual progression of this album.
Long story short, my breakdown was A1, bro. That's the short version of my breakdown, bro. I went through all the details, but long story short, that's what it is, bro. That's why I will say this though. I think this 29 sews together much more tighter than this 39. It sews together much more tighter. So I can understand that aspect of it. In this 39 being much more of a chiller, looser concept.
That up to the let out, this big climax moment or whatever. So the original non-double disc version was the same story, but a much more interpretive version. It wasn't like, oh, then this happens, then this happens, then this happens. It was like,
so you wanted that space to be able to like really zero in on the story.
The more I started to work, this is after Kendrick Drake, Dreamville Fest. I basically had to like just gather myself. First of all, had to like recover. That shit was like, that shit was a big whirlwind of emotions at that time.
Did you have to like meditate, like how you moved through that space? Because that was one of the loudest experiences I've ever had in hip hop. Like just the fallout, all the conversation around it. And I always wondered, what was going through your mind?
My part in it specifically, or you mean the overall thing?
Yeah, okay. You were just watching, like, because you had come off, you had this dope feature run, you clearly had Might Delete Later already ready to go.
Yes.
You were building up to the fall off.
No, this part right here, when he says the fall off was gonna drop in 8 weeks, that battle stepped all over his rollout. It stepped all over that shit. And with the album that we eventually got, I kind of appreciate it. I ain't gonna lie. I really appreciate it because you have more music and a lot of music I'm gonna live with forever. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate him saying that he was re-energized because he was really wanted to just get the shit over with. But that battle stepped all over his album. And that's what Cam was feeling. He told Cam the real timeline. I guess February wasn't what it was, wasn't what it was supposed to be, I guess, whatever. But he was being honest with Cam, but that battle fucks shit up. It fucks shit up. Hey man, I love Kendrick too. Kendrick is a fucking tornado coming through the city. Kendrick is a monster. Like, that's one thing about me. A lot of people found my channel through the battle, covering everything. So y'all know I love Kendrick. Don't even get shit confused. I love Kendrick, but I love J. Cole too. But Kendrick is a fucking monster. He is something to deal with in the way that he's able to build a moment. It's something. He has a Tupac-like impact when he comes through. He grabs the moment. He grabs the scene. It's his personality. It's just who he is. And you gotta respect it. What the fuck you gonna lie about that shit? That's who he is, bro. That's who he is, bro. It just is what it is. And J. Cole just doesn't have a personality. One thing I love about both of them, if I have to have the conversations about the difference between them two, I think Kendrick understands the performance of rap a bit more than J. Cole does. The character, who you become, the passion that comes with it. You feel me? I was a nigga growing up. I was playing football, and also to get girls, I was doing drama and shit. You feel me? I was trying to be in the plays and stuff. I was trying to be like Marty Marr and stuff. So I understand the drama that comes with it, the WWE of it. Kendrick gets that. He dives into it. He builds the fucking moment. J. Cole continuously breaks the fourth wall all the time. He continues to let you know this shit fake, bro. You see, J. Cole the type of nigga, you see, like, y'all know at Disney World, You see the damn mascot and whatever damn character with his damn helmet off. He had the whole costume on, but his damn helmet just off. Lets you know the shit all fake. Just killed, ruined the whole move, the shit. That's who J. Cole is when it comes to his rap shit. Skilled. Play all the roles, but he doesn't fully dive into it, and he lets you see beyond just the persona. And I think that bothers a lot of people. It doesn't sit well with a lot of people, in my opinion. But me, the music is the music. I don't give a fuck, to be honest. But I can understand just that feeling you get from both the artists, while one resonates more, if you understand what I'm saying.
Fans were like, you can't tell us nothing right now, we're outside. And then, so you're on the stage at Dreamville Fest, and I always wondered what was going through your mind in the 5 seconds before you made the apology, the 5 minutes, the 5 hours before. Was it something that you had really thought of and planned? No. Or did you get on the stage and felt like, I need to do this?
No, it hit me an hour before.
Okay.
But before that, I was stressing the fuck out but in the moment that the idea came to me, like, via God, it's like, oh man, I lifted and I got light and I got excited. I got so excited because, you know, to tell you the 2 or 3 days before that, it was like, oh my, nah, this is terrible, because I felt like I misrepresented myself. You know what I mean? It's like all of a sudden I'm giving life to division and to negative storylines or negative perceptions on somebody that I fuck with and got love for. You know what I mean? Somebody that I like care about. And it's like, oh shit. In my mind, of course, I mean, I could take you back to, we know why that happened in the first place, right. But just to answer your question, that shit had me feeling terrible, because I'm like, oh my God.
Do y'all get what he's saying right there? Because a lot of people, I've seen a lot of responses saying that, well, that nigga diss you. Why the fuck you feel bad? He diss you. He just said that, but then dive deep into it. I guess that's what you guys may say. Nadeska should have pushed back on when he said that right there. But you know why that happened in the first place? J. Cole, I responded to him, but I was the first person. I was the first person who had to go get personal. And I think he feels some type of way because he got personal. Not personal in the sense of bringing up Whitney or some shit like that. Nah, he didn't do that, but he took shots towards his career, shit that he didn't believe in. When he said that shit about to Pimp a Butterfly, I'm like, when he said that, I'm like, I was confused. I was confused as a Cole fan. I was super confused. I'm like, why the fuck would you do that, bro? I didn't like that line about To Pimp a Butterfly. Everything else I fuck with the 7-minute drill, but the To Pimp a Butterfly line, I think that's one of the best hip hop albums ever. And for you to say this shit was boring, I'm like, Cole, what the fuck is you doing, bro? I was defending you from niggas saying that your shit was boring. You can't say the next nigga shit boring. That's like not being aware of the moment, aware how you present yourself. So I didn't like that angle. I didn't like that angle at all. But the other lyrics, I could fuck with the shit like the Nino G Money line. I love that line. There's certain things that I appreciated from the 7-minute drill, but certain things, especially that one right there, I'm like, that's crazy. And he didn't even believe that shit. So you seen he was saying some things to take a jab to cut him down, and he didn't believe that shit him damn self. So I think that didn't sit well with him. And you also have the aspect of J. Cole, how much of an advocate he was for Kendrick Lamar when he first met him. Like the point that he thought Kendrick was such a star that he wanted to sign Kendrick him damn self, then realized that Kendrick was already with was basically had some shit going on already with Top Dog. And based on people, I don't know who said that, how that shit worked out, but y'all seen the Nardwuar interview where Nardwuar asked J. Cole saying that you were the one that told Dr. Dre to sign Kendrick Lamar. And y'all know that's the famous J. Cole meme. He looking at Nardwuar saying, how you know that? So he looks at Kendrick like he loves that little nigga, all right? He loves that little nigga. So for you to be the one to come and take shots at his catalog or these things, that was a crazy angle. But Kendrick is a silent hermit crab. That nigga, the motherfucker don't have a lot of information at him that have angles towards him. So it was a horrible situation to battle him in the first place. I don't see how you battle the nigga. But I think the best bet for Cole would have been getting on the song with Kendrick and y'all both basically having a lyrical spar that way. A battle with y'all two, it don't make sense. You don't have no animus towards. You don't have no harsh feelings towards. It don't make any sense to me. But
I like.
let me cook.
This shit is nasty. This shit don't feel right. And of course, leading up to it,
D. Lloyd was good. Homie.
When I was doing it, it made sense. I had actually, I can't really say it made sense, but in a moment where I wasn't clear, like we were just talking about, I chose to do something that didn't align. It's like putting on the fucking outfit, the Versace sweater or whatever. In a moment where I wasn't clear, I chose to go this way for reasons that I could tell you about. But all you need to know right now is like, yo, I felt miserable about it. Like literally, like my whole demeanor, my whole shit, my wife could tell. And so I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go on the stage and like come out here and pretend. Almost like people think that I'm represented. Mike Delete Later had just dropped. It's the biggest news. Not saying Mike Delete Later is, but just the drama of all of this is the biggest news happening. And I'm coming out as a representative of what the fuck they just heard. It's like, nah. So an hour before it was like, like, yo, in a very loud manner, you know, in a very public forum on your album, you said some shit you didn't believe in. Now you got the opportunity to go on to a bigger forum, you know what I mean? A bigger stage is being live stream and say something that you believe in. And in that moment, I'm like, thank you, God. Like, told my wife, she the only one I told. I ain't telling nobody else. I was like, yo, this is what I'm about to go do. She start crying because she know how I feel about him. You know what I mean? Like she knows, and she saw how it was weighing on me the 2-3 days before that. She could see in my whole energy, and she would even ask me, and I'm just like, yeah, I got a lot going on right now. Like, so when I go and do it, I felt even better than I felt knowing I was gonna do it. I felt like,
now that line right there, I seen the internet go crazy about. His wife say she was crying. When I first heard that shit, I'm like, oh, that's dope as hell. His woman really like, nigga, why you even moving that way? You ain't that type of nigga. Like in the sense of that's your boy. That's your boy, and you hopping out the window like that about your boy, and that's not you. You feel me? That's not you, and you've done so much work to get past that spirit of the shit. You feel me? But you go back into it. Like, this is the thing about it. J. Cole has rapped about killing rappers for years. All the rappers he rapped about killing, they were on the same song as him. You feel me? I think my boy Caleb from Twitter, my boy Caleb, man, he makes a great point. He said this shit in video, or when I talked to him as well. He was like, J. Cole wants to rap with you. When he raps with you, it's much more of a natural space. We rap with you on the same song. Y'all spar, y'all go at it, and let's see what's up. Who gonna have the best verse, who gonna have the best bars, and let the fans decide. When J. Cole does that, he been killing it. But since that leads me to my boy Super Chat. D. Lloyd, what's good, homie? He says, Black Friday with K. Dot or First Person Shooter. Which one was a bigger hip hop moment? Out of those two, I can't compare. I think out of those two, First Person Shooter was the bigger hip hop moment. But Black Friday, of course, Kendrick Lamar had a better verse. I would see if you said something like Controlled or Like That, then of course the bigger moment would be Like That or Control. But as far as those two, I'll go ahead and give that to First Person Shooter because it went number one. That was a song when you had two hip hop goats sparring, current day, past decade and a half, monsters in hip hop sparring. New at number one. I love that moment for hip hop because it was a song where these niggas just rapping, going at it, and it went number one. When would you ever have that shit happen? So I love that moment for hip hop. And what the fuck did Drake do to Kendrick, bro? I was talking to my brother about that shit last night. We was on the way to Deion Cole's show. We seen Deion Cole at the Miami Improv last night. But he was like, what happened between them behind the scenes to possibly make Kendrick feel so much animosity towards that nigga? Because we know what we do see, but I ain't gonna lie. with other niggas, Kendrick do ignore certain shit. So it's not just some moralities things when it comes to his issues with Drake. It's something had to happen. I don't know what it was, but something had to happen to make him say, fuck that nigga. Something had to happen. But I would have loved to hear Kendrick on First Person Shooter too. But one thing about Kendrick, bruh, it ain't just about lyricism as far as literary terms and shit. He also brings a passion in the way he raps. So he tried to steal he steals the shows very often when it comes to that, when it comes to shit like that. So I would have loved to hear him on First Person Shooter, but because of his issue with Drake, we were robbed for that moment. We were robbed from that moment, man.
If you'd have seen me that night, man, mind you, the demeanor of everybody around me.
Homie say, Miss Hummer says Drake was being a bitch out of control, and Doc found out he used ghostwriters. Okay, maybe the ghostwriter shit, but based on what a lot of people saying is that J. Cole felt the way about Control too. J. Cole he was pissed off by Control too, and him being closer to Kendrick, they actually had a face-to-face conversation, and that led to the Diddy fight because Diddy would now the facts being corrected. Diddy was defending Kendrick versus J. Cole being upset and continuing to talk about the shit. That's what people saying. I don't know for to be true. I don't know, but that's people saying. But all I should just say that to say he was able to forgive Cole or be cool with Cole past that point. So the ghostwriter shit may be something for real about the Drake shit though.
I was just gonna say,
like damn nigga, like my man Barry from since the 80s, you know, he Earth Gang, signed Earth
Barry.
Gang, and yeah.
He'll always keep it real with you.
100%, that's my nigga. Like but he just sitting there like, he like, you a good dude, man.
Drake and King. Okay. Mike's McHale is telling me that I don't know about Drake and King. I've heard a situation about King's producer was cool with Drake, but for whatever reason, the niggas didn't approve a lot of songs for King's second album. So King had to redo his whole second album, and then that's the reason why Casino took 5 years. Is that what you're referring to?
But he's almost disgusted about it. Like he's almost heard about it. And if you would have saw me, I'm just like, bro, like
let me see what you're talking about. Okay, let me see what's up.
Feel amazing because now the world knows how I really actually feel.
But this is what is mind-blowing to me, right? The reaction that everybody had, and we'll talk more like later, especially now a couple years removed, people are still excited for the fall off. It's like shocking that even happened, the place where we're at now. But I'm amazed that you felt so good after doing that.
Man, I felt
You looked around and you're like, I don't care how upset y'all are.
Fuck. I was so light and because I knew at the end of the day, he heard me and the world heard me. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, if I never say another word on this again, like y'all see where I stand. And it's like, yo, in my mind, I made a wrong a right in the best way that I could. Yo, you did wrong. You were in the wrong. I put myself in the wrong. Now, mind you, in my mind, I had like...
Hey, K, I just made you a mod. You got it.
Justifications and how I thought it would go and boom, boom, boom. But in reality, when it actually played out, I was like, oh, God, that was fucking stupid. And now... how do you make a wrong or right? And it just came to me like an hour before.
I gotta give you props for that. You're a brave person. It's like you said, hip hop is, I love this culture, but it is scary. You know what I mean? The way people will come for you, like personally attack you for things. And the things people said after that were you really just hanging out at a beach minding your business after this?
No, but it was funny because I was actually at a beach, just for like a couple days. I went to this little beach spot.
Nah, bro. Y'all can't call Cole scary, bro. Say Cole a good dude, but scary as hell, but a good... You can't call him scary, dog. Out of all the niggas in the industry that was being punked by Diddy, he the only nigga that had a fight with him. It don't matter what reason it is. He the only nigga that had a fight with Diddy who was terrorizing all these gangsters and thugs and shit and whatever they had going on. You feel me? He ain't scary. I just don't think he wanted to go at it with a nigga he fuck with. And the nigga, yeah, man, I don't think niggas scary, bro. It's some scary niggas. I don't think he niggas scary. I don't think he's scary.
And so, but mind you, I didn't know that the I guess a meme or whatever was going around saying that. So people showing me like, bro, this is crazy. Like, you're actually at a beach, but it wasn't. But mind you, to let you know though, because it kind of goes with what we were saying earlier, but I didn't finish my thought. Where it's like,
nobody's scared of Diddy, man. All these niggas been tucking their tails about Diddy all these years. Now he locked up that everybody want to say what they got to say about Diddy. These niggas scared. These niggas. Did you see them niggas in that room? All them rappers in that room with Diddy? Fabulous too. When he talking about let's party. Any other nigga that have told him to chill with that gay shit. They gotta act all uncomfortable and shy and shit, bro. Them niggas scared. They were scared.
Did what I did, and I felt light, free, like I had did the right thing for me. You know what I mean? I had made a wrong right. However, like, you know, the world, they don't give a fuck about that. And they fucking me up. Like, in terms of like, you know, they fucking me up basically. Like my name, reputation, boom, boom. And so that was, although like, you know, the lightness that I felt made it easier to deal with. Over time, I don't know how long that shit lasted. It felt like a very long time, but it was like over time I had to process that shit, and I had to get right because, you know, of course at the time it felt.
Cole has plenty to prove. Only his fans buy his bullshit. Well, good thing he got enough fans to make his ass break all the fucking records for touring. Enough fans to make the nigga go #1. Enough fans to make him sell, goddamn, over 100,000 pure album. Good thing he got enough fans to buy all this bullshit. Good thing.
Like the right move, and it always felt like the right move. But there were times where the thoughts of like,
choking this shit. Goddamn,
damn, nigga, you're fucking done right now. You know what I mean? Like that's what the world is saying. It's over. You know what I mean? Like that shit. Not that it like it wasn't dominant, but it was in my mind, and it was like it brought up emotions and fears that I had to like sit with and fight. And so a part of my reaction to that was, oh man, I'm leaving out a critical part of the story because.
But you got some of your thoughts out on Port Antonio. That was later that year?
Yes, but I'm leaving out a critical part of the story for you in a sense that like you said, I had Mike Dilly later, and I had the Fall Off ready to go.
Yeah.
And the plan was dropping Mike Dilly later. That shit was Mike Dilly later was always dropping at the spot that it dropped. That was the date it was going to drop, right before Dreamville Fest. Of course, that song 7 Minutes it wasn't on it. It was the whole album minus that song. And then I had the Fall Off coming like 8 weeks later, mind you. So it was like, you know,
wow.
I had the Fall Off coming probably like 2 months after that, right? Here's the asterisk next to I had the Fall Off coming. I was finishing the album. I was on tour with Drake.
That's crazy.
And if you would have heard me talk about the Fall Off probably for the 4 or 5 months prior to almost releasing the album, what you would have heard is me and E both. This is my man. You would have heard us talk about the Fall Off like this. Man, let's get this shit the fuck out and be done with this shit. Like,
that's crazy. Appreciate the super chat, homie. A lot of generation. Say what again, motherfucker? Says a lot of generation just like toxic shit. You can't be with somebody that you truly got love for. Died and Cole, our friend, so I respect what he did. I hear you on that for real, homie, bro. It's another aspect to it, bro. Cause many people, when they heard 7 Minute Drill, a lot of their initial reactions was, his heart ain't in it. A lot of people said that shit. So when the nigga do an interview and say his heart wasn't in it, I don't understand why so much people surprised by it. But once again, like I told y'all earlier, when it comes to the WWE or like what's the nigga name? FD signifier loves to say the K-Fab, what it is, like, you know, when you play the character and the fans always want to see you in character. J. Cole breaks that character all the time. And that shit turns fans off. It turns fans off. In this situation, you're not supposed to break the character. and he broke the character. He kind of like ruined the shit for a lot of people that was right. Like it was like I know as a kid when I was finally gonna get that Rock versus Stone Cold moment, and that shit was amazing. For many people, the Rock versus Stone Cold was Kendrick and Drake, but for me, it would have been J. Cole and Kendrick, because I fuck with both of them. You feel me? But J. Cole just didn't do it, and I understand the frustration. So a lot of times, man, you gotta just take the jokes. The jokes gonna be the jokes. It is what it is. It is what it is. But the shit, I don't understand people that get really emotionally invested in it. That shit throw me off when people are really emotionally upset by certain things, but I understand when it comes to the banter though. I get it.
Come on, bro. We had been working on it for 8 years at that point. So we were exhausted and the music was fire, but we were damn near over it. You know what I mean? Where it's like, yo, this shit is taking a long time. It's like, let's put this shit out. And I genuinely thought that I was like done. Like how I feel now, like hella inspired. Like I was not at that point. I was like exhausted. I had gave everything in my mind. You know what I mean? From the feature run to the off season, to Might Delete Later, to everything that I had done.
Oh my God, that was an amazing time. Just sorry to interrupt, to just be a J. Cole fan. Like you have to know, like, sorry, continue.
No, I appreciate it. I mean, I had the same amount of fun. You know what I mean? Like I enjoyed it that much too. But they hit a stretch right before we were going to put the album out where I was exhausted.
Yeah.
And I talked about the album negatively. Like, no lie. If you would have heard us, like you see me on stage with Drake, I think I used to do this part in the show where I'd be like, yeah, I've been working on this album. It's almost done. But I've been working on this album so fucking long. You can hear the pain damn near in my voice. But I really genuinely was over it. And I thought I was truly done because I couldn't write shit. It was like 3-month stretch where it's like, I couldn't write a verse, nothing worthwhile. And I had prayed and I was like, God, let me know.
Miss Thomas, welcome to the family. Appreciate you. Appreciate you so much, man.
When it's time. I had did that many times. Like, yo, let me know when it's time. Like, when it's really time for this album to come out and it's really time for me to be done, let me know. And I thought he was showing me that it was time because I was over it. I couldn't write shit. I thought like, yo, I guess I've said everything that I have to say. And here it is, the fall off, and here go Might Delete Later, and I'm done. So mind you, what happens, happens. The world is fucking me up. And in my mind, I'm like,
Cole funny as hell.
I'm like,
bro.
yo, they shitting on you right now. Like everything you've built, you know what I mean? Like everything you think you've built.
Y'all didn't enjoy this? Like, okay, you may not like that Nadeska didn't ask the questions, but he was going there. He was going there. He's telling you the world is fucking him up. He's telling you how he's trying to process the shit. I have no problem with Nadeska questions. I think sometimes when someone just spilling, you gotta step out the way. As an interviewer, I never interviewed only a couple people before, but you gotta step out the way when someone's spilling. He's telling you like, damn, they fucking me up right now, and y'all fucking them up right now in my chat. So y'all know. So I don't know why people. What do y'all want to hear? I know y'all said the Port Antonio shit, but he said what he said. I have my interpretation of the Port Antonio shit. You guys may have a different one, but I did say I wanted to go and see what I was gonna read back what y'all said earlier as far as the questions y'all wanted to be asked. My bad. Let me get that together for y'all. Let me see. But the nigga said he was getting killed. What y'all want? Like, I don't know. Y'all want him to say he was crying? He said his wife was crying. Y'all laughed about that. And that was before the whole apology shit. See Pete Crawley in this bitch. I ain't even do my roll call. My bad. I ain't do my roll call saying everybody that was in the chat. I'm gonna go through do the roll call in a few. But I did ask y'all earlier what some questions that y'all wished that Nadeska asked. So I'm trying to find that shit. It was a little further up. Damn. Y'all been chatting a lot. I appreciate y'all. A lot. Damn. Well, let me just go ahead and press play because I can't find them shit.
It's like, yo, they just fucking you up. You catching these hands from the world, basically. And and how do you feel about that?
Facts.
I mean, like, I'm in a good place, so it's like it's not fucking with me too much, but damn. I mean, I am hearing it. Mind you, not because I'm seeing it. I could tell because Because at this point, I had to even get off my YouTube. Because every other motherfucking video, I just want to watch random documentaries but every other video that I see is like some shit like about me damn near. So I had to get off that. But I knew it was getting bad because people were calling to check on me and texting me to check on me. Like, hey, you good, bro?
I would have done the same thing if I could have. Yeah, we were worried.
So mind you.
Hey, that's that real shit. When niggas call to check on you, shit getting real for you, my boy. They was fucking them up for real. Damn, Cole. Hey, but nah, bro. If you guys watch my channel, Random Beef, I knew this was coming, bro. I mean, of course, bro. Like, knowing how social media work, I was like, damn, they gonna kill my boy. They gonna kill my boy. I knew it was coming, dog. But, like, it has been, I had to go find my tribe. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It's like I went to a damn, recently I met a lot of J. Cole fans on social media, and I feel safe. I feel safe. It's like a retreat or some shit. But I've been able to really enjoy the project without that much crazy noise, because I've been seeing so much positive. I've seen a lot of positive reactions to albums though, but yeah, there was going in that, boy. That shit was crazy. I knew the jokes was gonna come though. It is what it is, man. That's how the shit work.
Mind you, I am good.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking in my mind like, oh, they must be tearing me the fuck up because people are checking on me like you know, as if they think I'm in a bad place. You know what I mean?
Check.
So I'm asking myself, yo, how do you feel?
Yo, that shit remind me of this this Trey Rag skit, bro. Hold on. That remind me of the Trey Rag skit. Trey Rag did a skit about a niggas being in a fight. And when the nigga they call to check up on or whatever like that, after the fight, that shit get real.
Yo, bro, my fault for just walking in your crib, but you left your front door open. What's up, bro? You good? You got like blood coming from your ear.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was just in a fight.
For real? What happened?
All right, you know Lonzo from 2 blocks away, right? You know, like he always be talking about me. So basically, I was out and I bump into him and I check him. I'm like, so what's up with all that stuff I be hearing you be saying about me? He said it to my face. I swung on him. We started fighting.
Dang. You win? You win, bro?
It was like a tie for real.
Nah, it wasn't no way it was a tie, bro. You
No,
win?
for real. Like, it was a tie because, like, I swung on him. He swung back. It was just, like, back and forth for real. So that was pretty
Andre
much
just
it.
texted me. Did you see that video of Trey fight? It's a video? No, where's it posted at?
Nah, you don't even gotta do all that, bro. You don't gotta
Nah, bro,
look at
I
it.
gotta see the video if it's posted.
Nah,
bro.
like, I'm
Where's
serious,
that?
bro. Like, don't look at it. Like, there's no point at this
Bro,
point.
I gotta see this. Put the phone down. Yo,
Put the phone down.
why you gotta do all that, bro? I just wanna see the video.
For what? You don't need to see the video. I just told you what happened. It was a tie. I already spoiled the ending and everything. You don't need to see it. It was a tie.
All right.
Andre calling right now. Can I pick it up or put it on speaker? All right.
Yo.
Yo, I don't know if you seen my text, but did you see that video of Trey fighting, bro? Did you see the video?
Nah, I don't really feel like watching it right now, to be honest.
No, forget all that, bro. You need to watch it right now,
I'm
bro.
good, man. Like, I'm chilling right now. I'm sitting here with Trey anyway, so.
He's alive? Bro, he's alive? Like he's sitting in front of you right now, like in the flesh? He's breathing? My dog alive, bro. I didn't know he survived that. How did he get his neck out the noose?
Hang up the phone.
Like, this is crazy. Bro, check under his shirt. Do he still have his nipples? Is it still there?
What did he do to you? Hang up the phone.
Bro, was he able to get his gun back from out of his ear?
Hang up.
Bro, check his left foot. How many toes do he got? Was he able to put his kneecap back on? Was he able to put it back?
I don't know, for whatever reason, that just made me, the J. Cole shit made me think about that shit. Like, niggas had to call in to check on bro to make sure he was good. Because the internet was going crazy. Like, they tried to kill him. They tried to kill him off. The internet tried to kill him off right then and there because it did feel like, damn. And he said himself, at some point in time, he had to think, like, could I come back from this, or I had to realize, like, damn, this is some shit that's going to be tough to overcome.
Feel about this? They fucking you up. How do you feel about that? I mean, obviously it don't feel good, but like, but you know, can you control any of that? What's happening right now? Nah, I can't control none of that. No. Did you ever come down here to this fucking beat machine right here, make a beat, write a song so that people that you never met in your life, or even if you met them in your life, would say great things about you at all times? Is that why you actually came down here and did that? And it was like, you know, I'm talking to myself. It's like, nah, that's not why I did this. Okay, why did you start doing this shit in the first place? Why did you walk down those steps right there? Thank God my parents let me like play this shit loud. I used to have these speakers loud as fuck. Make a beat on this beat machine. Why did you do that? And why did you sit here and write your first songs and your first raps? Me and my man said used to sit right in this room and write on Friday nights. We just come down here and just write. Why did you do that? I did it because I loved it. Like I genuinely like fell in love with doing it. I was so excited about it. Boom, boom. Aha. Next question. This is a conversation I'm having with myself. Maybe in a meditation, maybe after a meditation or whatever. The next question is, aha, you did that because you loved it. Do you currently love this shit right now? Do you currently love it right now? Mind you, that world is fucking me up. You know what I mean? I may be on that beach on that day, but I'm not on that beach like, oh, I'm on that beach soul searching.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, why did you ever do this shit in the first place? Oh, cause you loved it. Do you love it right now? And I had to like sit there for a second and go like, oh shit. Oh my God. Like, no. Like, I mean, I love it, but it's like, yeah, you love it, you say, but what are you doing that actively shows any love for this thing that you fell in love with? You don't listen to this shit no more. You don't even fucking want to do this shit no more. Like you talking about this album you've been working on for 8 years. Listen to how you talking about your own album. Man, let's get this shit the fuck out, man, and just be done, man, and just go ride off into the sunset, bro, and you know what I mean? Like, that's how you want to put out your last album? Like, I say all that to say, like, that I didn't mention, I should have led with this. But when that shit happened, and I did what I did on the Dreamville stage, and the world was fucking me up, it was the biggest blessing I could have received. No bullshit, because it led me to this conversation with myself right here, where I was like, oh shit. Like, nigga, that's how you want to go out? Like, you want to drop the fall off. You've been working on this bitch 8 years. You want to go out feeling like, oh man, just get this shit out and just ride off. Like, that's how, I don't give a fuck how fire the album is. That's how you want to feel about it? You want to feel tapped out and you can't write another verse? And I was like, fuck no, I don't want to feel like that. I was like, well, how do you want to feel? Well, shit. When I put out the fall off, I want to feel fucking inspired. Like I can go do 3 more albums. Like I hate how I feel right now. Like this shit whack. Like I don't want to be like talking about the album like this or like feeling like I ain't got shit to say. All right then. So can you control that? Oh yeah, I can control that. Oh, you've been here many times before, right? Yeah, I have been in a space many times where I've had to like light my flame back and fall back in love with this shit. All right, so you know what to do. Yeah, I do know what to do. But this time you got to do it a little different. Like, don't do exactly what you did before. So that conversation was such a realization for me, and it set me on a mission of like falling back in love with this shit. Mm-hmm. And so too, I know I'm answering like 4 questions ago because I was
I'm with you.
taking a roundabout way to get here. But the reason why it became a double album is because I fell back in love with this shit and my pen got on fire. Like over the course of the next few months, it's like I just became obsessed with this shit. I felt like I was 16 years old. And really what it came down to was spending time with this thing that I love, listening to this thing that I love, listening to artists. I would do this back in the days. Like if I get in a little funk, of course you're gonna go play Reasonable Doubt, nigga, of course. Like you done been there mad time. Yeah. Of course you're gonna go play Aquemini, of course. You're gonna play Illmatic, you're gonna boom, boom. Yeah, nigga, we know. Man, I was listening to shit shit that I overlooked or never looked at or lifted my nose up to or just never even heard about, you know what I mean? Or heard about, but vaguely checked out.
And this is all hip hop.
All hip hop, for sure. And it was like, yo, you gotta, like when you was down here, you have to be in love with that shit. What were you doing, man? I was listening, I was immersed. And once I had kids, it's like, yo, I'm not personally comfortable. Like, I'm very grateful. I grew up in this house with my mom and eventually my stepfather who had no regard for what the fuck I heard or watched. You know what I mean? Like I got a stepfather who put me on the pot at 6, 7 years old. Thank God I can't do that. Like I can't play, you know what I mean? Yeah, nah. Like I can't play that for my kids. And by the way, Pac was maybe one of the best he played. It was like, you know, he had Ice-T albums, you know what I mean? Cube albums. It was straight gangster rap, and I'm grateful though, cause I'm riding to school with Pour Out a Little Liquor playing like every day. I'm 10 years old. I started young, kicking dust, man. Living rough. You watch your mouth around my mama, you couldn't cuss, man. I had that experience. I'm not comfortable yet, and I don't know if it's right or wrong. I'm not judging myself or anybody else for what they do, but I'm not comfortable playing my favorite songs around my kids yet, because the content, you know what I mean, is sexual, is violent, is boom boom. I don't want nobody.
Same. That's why it's so hard when albums drop on Friday and I have to have an opinion Monday.
Yeah.
When am I supposed to do that with two little kids running around?
There you go.
You know, it's stressful, but
Strong point though, man. Because I remember when I was a jit, it was easy. It was different for me because I had a similar situation as him, but it was because I'm the baby by like 8-9 years. So I say all the time, my first CD I remember playing myself was Guerrilla Warfare, because I seen it on the floor of my brother's room. The gold CD with the star on that bitch, playing Guerrilla Warfare and listening to that shit when I was a little ass kid. And things of that sort. Then riding around my big sister, my brother, and hearing the music they play. So I had a similar experience. So I couldn't imagine listening to different type of music, but it was that and gospel. That's all it took. We used to be in church all the damn time. But I see the picture you paint as far as how you could easily fall out in love with hip hop, especially newer shit, if you just not actively listening all the damn time.
So I found myself, not to cut you off, but I found myself in a place where music hadn't been an active part of my daily life like it was before I had kids.
I heard that and I love her again.
There you go. That was my life. You know what I mean? Like I didn't realize that, like, yo, I was so distant from it. And once I came back to it intentionally, and I started taking these, like, 4-day trips to get some solitude, because that's another thing I learned in that experience. It's like, oh shit, I should know this by now because I've been doing it so long. But I realized, like, yo, I'm lethal and at my best when I have solitude, when I can wake up, I go to sleep making a beat, flipping a sample, chopping a sample up. I go to sleep. And if I'm in a hotel room by myself or in an apartment by myself, I'll get tired. I'll just close the laptop with the beat like right where it was, go to sleep, wake up in 7 or 8 hours on the dot, open my eyes, open the laptop back up, and press play and start working on a beat. This is the shit that I was doing when I was a kid. So,
and you learned that after a Sideline Story, right? Didn't you realize, like, you recording in that space is what you needed and not being forced to go to the studio and be around people and try to figure it all out?
Yes, it's funny how we have to learn the same lessons sometimes over and over. You know what I mean?
That's facts though. I want to read the super chat. Miss Hummer says, to clarify, Cole got into it with Diddy over Dot's King of New York bar on Control. Glass confirmed this on the lunch table. Yeah. So I keep hearing that story different, because I heard that Cole didn't like any of the disses towards him, period, or just him being mentioned and wanting to check the temperature as far as that shit. And the fact that they was talking about it with the Kendrick Lamar, Diddy came over, and it was a tense moment, and that shit turned to a fight. That's what I heard about that shit, man. But let me see what else y'all saying in the chat, man. Appreciate you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Move on. Too many narratives. This shit all over the place. But when it comes to that, the man's a producer too. He loves this. Piece can't be bought. Priceless. That's how you create. What's up, Sparkle? No one knows what's happened. It's like I don't know. It's like they want to tell you because it's a good story, but they don't give you the exact details. Like, shit, you might as well say who fucking won that shit. You might as well say there's the scene in Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, where he goes to see his mentor, Ip Man. When he arrives, Ip Man doesn't greet him. He spars with him to make sure he's still sharp. And he says, good. Yeah, that's that shit. TG, what's good, homie? What's happening? He sneaked this Drake on Golden Goose Freestyle. Y'all got to blind us up heavy. Y'all think he sneaked this Drake? Like, I think sometimes Cole say some shit that could hit multiple people at one time. I don't know if he sneaked this Drake. But even if he did sneak this Drake, so fucking what, bro? Drake was taking Drake was taking shots towards Cole for the past 2 fucking years, bro. On his the plot twist account, he was making jokes about J. Cole. On 2 songs in the rap beef, he had some shit to say about J. Cole. Oh, Cole losing sleep over this shit, not me. In the other bar, fuck with Cole talking about some shit like I can't remember the exact bar, but Drake was saying a little slick shit about Cole. Oh fucking well, bro. I ain't crying about that shit. But I don't think Cole was taking real shots towards Drake, but if he did, oh fucking well, man. I don't give a fuck. Aubrey Graham is done. My point about It Man story, still sharp and still, it truly does. Sneak this if you don't want no smoke. Bruh, y'all gonna be here to watch it anyway. Y'all be saying all this shit. All y'all niggas wrote Cole off initially. A lot of y'all wrote Cole off initially, but still be pulling up. Y'all go listen anyway. If you don't want smoke, you're gonna be here at the show. It don't matter. It don't fucking matter.
I ain't had kids at that point, so it's like I had to relearn that lesson with kids. It's like, yo, it's probably more productive for you to take a 2-day, 3-day trip where you could be alone and write. But all of that to say, in that stretch of that summer and that fall, and just since then, I've been so in love with this shit and so inspired. And that's why the album became a double album. Because songs like I Love Her Again, or What If, or Quick Stop, or 39 Intro were born from this reignition of my pen. So then it became like, yo, how the fuck could I leave these off? How could I shed this down? That would be untrue. That'd be like Stevie Wonder making songs in the key of life. Thank God that shit didn't drop today. Can you imagine if Songs in the Key of Life dropped a double disc and people had to like spend their Friday night at 12 o'clock listening to all of these songs just to be like, how does shit feel long? It's Songs in the Key of Life. Like, is he supposed to, should he have picked the best, all of them hits? No, but they all valid. They all got you this classic. You know what I mean? Like, and of course you take the ones you want and you put them in your pocket, but that doesn't diminish the greatness and the effort and the zone he hit when he was making that album that birthed those songs. But we live in a generation where it's like, first of all, I hate that album drop at 12 o'clock. Why?
But before we get to that point, he making a strong point, bro. He's making a strong point. Although I do like being able to critique an album saying this body of work was so precise because I had this, that, you know, it sews together perfectly. But as a person who loves deep cuts, I love deep cuts. I'm a type of nigga that I could hear this entire project, and over time it just forms and it'd be amazing. One thing I do get confused about is someone be like the highs are super, super high. And I'm like, you know, growing up, many albums, the highs are very, very high. But then you had some songs that was cool. Deep cut songs, just vibes that wasn't that high. But you can see how people view albums in weird ways. Did y'all see that conversation on Joe Budden podcast when they're talking about All Eyes on Me? That's when I knew that I be trying to ignore when people say hip hop discourse is horrible. Cause like, damn nigga, I'm a part of this shit now. But then when I see the conversations that be going on when they talking about All Eyes on Me, that shit, bro, blew me, dog. It blew me because before Fall Off came out, and I went back and was going through the double disc, and All Eyes on Me, in my opinion, is the best hip hop double disc. And niggas was shitting on that. I'm like, bruh, what the fuck are we doing? What is the standard? What's the standard, bruh? It ain't none. Niggas is gonna find a way, just because how the game goes today. Your hot takes or your disagreements or your willingness to want to shit on something is when niggas feel like, oh, I got a good take. Just because I don't agree with something, oh, this is a good take. And they're gonna let that bitch rip. But All Eyes on Me, that shit threw me off. I'm like, what? What?
Why the fuck an album? You wouldn't disrespect a movie like that. Imagine if you had to go see a movie, but you could only see it at 12 midnight. If you wanted to be first to see it, you had to go 12 midnight on a Friday night. Like, niggas is tired by 12. Like, yo, I'm grateful. Anybody that listen to my shit, 24 songs on the first night at 12 o'clock and made it through, thank you. Like, and if you didn't, I don't even blame you. It's 12 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? So, like, that shit bothers me. I'm doing a lot of rambling, you know what I mean? But
yo, like I said, it might be another 15 years till we talk again. So we got to, but I'm glad you didn't cut Disc 2 because a lot of my favorite songs are on Disc 2. 39 intro. Okay, there's no way. I was wondering. I was like, he must have recorded this after all of that happened. The line about, you know, they're trying to put my neck in a noose is not happening. Yes. But also that song is so funny because I turned it on and I was like, okay, Cole's on his apparently right now. We're singing. Where is this going? I thought the whole song was going to be like that. I was like, this guy is like funny. He's just going for it. You do not care at this point. And then the beat switches and I was like, oh, this is one of my favorite Cole songs of all time. It's like, this shit is just so effortless. It feels like you were sitting in this chair the way you are right now, kind of slouched down, just rapping the second half of that song. And like the flow is crazy. That's one of the songs that unlocked the album for me. You know, like certain songs just hit and you're like, oh, now I can like go back and start from the top again.
That's fire. Thank you.
Amazing.
I appreciate that. The first half of that song has existed for a while. And it's one that like was the intro at one point. That was how I was starting the entire album at one point was with Magnus. We just called it Magnus. Magnus had a second half with a beat. When we were making it, we got some footage too I seen the other day of us making it. And while we were making it, I'm like, oh, this would be hard if right at this point we go to some hard ass beat, boom, boom. And for a while, the hard ass beat that we had there, I ain't like, it was too generic to me. Like it was hard, but it was like too current damn near, you know what I mean? And so.
I think I'm gonna get into one more topic after this shit, bro. We gotta talk about Wack 100 and Blueface trying to come to us for sympathy because Aiden Ross finessed they stupid ass after we told they dumb ass don't fuck with them. But you want to take your silly ass over there to go do boxing matches and shit. You dumb ass, you dumb fuck. Fuck that. We gonna talk about that. Hold on tight. That's the next topic. Stupid motherfuckers.
Eventually, Magnus, because I didn't like the second half, it kind of fell by the wayside. Sadly, though, it's one of those songs I'm like, fuck, I wish I could have a home for it. And then in the when my pen was ignited on one of these trips, I wrote 39 intro, matter of fact. I wrote it. One of these conversations with E where we were structuring the album and trying to figure out like maybe what could start Disc 39. He was like, yo, it could be maybe Magnus. But he's like, yo, I just feel like we need like a harder second half. Like, because I know you don't like that other second half. I'm like, yo, I did write this shit the other day. Let me play it for you. I think I had a voice note or something that I recorded. And I played it for him. Mind you, I almost never even played this for him. You know what I mean? No lie. I'm so glad that these conversations happen. And this be God. Like, I promise you, so many moments of the album were like this, where it's like, oh, if you didn't have that conversation, or if you didn't wait an extra week to do this, you would have missed out on that song. So I just thought about when he said that. I'm like, oh, yo, I did do this shit the other day over this vinyls beat. Like, let me play it for you. I played him the voice note. And he was like, nigga, what? You know what I mean? He was like, nigga, you just had that? I'm like, yeah, I just did it when I went to New York. Like, when I was working with vinyls, I wrote this shit. He was like, nah, bro, that's it. Like, so I went and recorded it. And I'm like, at that point, I'm like, please work. You know what I mean? In my mind, I'm feeling like it's gonna work. I'm feeling like it's the missing piece that we've been waiting on for that back half of Magnus, but you never know until you play it. And we listened to the full Magnus and it went to and it was like, oh my, you know, so that's how that came to be.
That almost never happened. That's so crazy.
Yes.
You know, even before you dropped the fall off on like Birthday Blizzard, you did mention, so like you said, getting back to this point where you felt like passionate again, you mentioned like, look, I felt like that apology dropped me out of the top 3, but the sentiment was now it gives me space to kind of climb back up again on my own terms. Basically, it feels the opposite of what you were going through after Forest Hills Drive, where you were like, man, I'm feeling so comfortable.
Wow, that's right.
I could just get stuck here.
Yes.
And now you're in the opposite spot here.
Yes, that's real. I absolutely felt like that. I was grateful. Like I told you, like once I realized that like, oh wait, you're not in love with this shit no more. You about to leave this shit, put out an album in a real whack ass place. And once I caught that and like did something about it and like fell back in love, like actively, I was always grateful because I felt like there was a lesson in it somewhere. I just had to find it. And once I found the lesson and like actually did the work, I was actually grateful for that. Like, oh man, this gives me like a mountain to climb. You know what I mean? It was a point, honestly, doing them, me and Eve should talk about that. It was a point doing them features, that feature run when I'm just smoking shit and my pen was just on fire. There's a point doing that shit where it didn't even feel too cool because it was like, yo, people that are normally like haters, they didn't have much to say. It was almost like and that felt, honestly, it felt disingenuous a little bit. Like it almost felt like that's not the play. I like to be like up against a wall. You know what I mean? Like I like to be like, my comfortable position is like climbing up a hill. I like being doubted. You know what I mean? Like
And you got what you asked for.
I didn't ask for it though. I didn't ask for it. It wasn't until like, we weren't talking about it at the time.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I got doubted again did I realize how much I appreciated being doubted, because it gave me something to like climb up to. You know what I mean? So that line is like, you know, that really how I was feeling. I'm like, oh nah, this is cool. Like this gives me something to jump and try to reach.
All right, we're gonna stop it right there, man. Only other thing you talk about really that's pivotal is where he stands with Drake and Kendrick at this point in time. And basically all he says, I got a lot of love for them. And it sucks to see them go back and forth or see people tear each other down to lift the other one up. All right, so that's that, man. We'll be looking out for the Cameron interview. See how the one goes. People are looking for much more hard-hitting questions. I don't know if that's gonna come from that. I don't know if Cameron gonna give J. Cole hard-hitting questions though. I don't see that. If it does happen, that'll be interesting. But I think Cam gonna just say some shit, laugh it off. It's gonna be much more, you know, the hard-hitting shit may come between them two, but about everything else, I don't know. We gonna see. But I will be tuned in. Well, shit, we may watch that bitch live when it first dropped Tuesday at 10. But I want to talk about this shit before I get off for a little bit, man. This motherfucking situation with, like I said, Wack 100 and Blueface trying to come to the culture for sympathy after they dumbass did what we said we not gonna do, and that is work with Aiden Ross, all right? So we had a whole situation where Aiden Ross was called out several times, but for the biggest moment was when Aiden Ross was called out for the situation with Doechii, all right? Motherfuckers like, we ain't fucking with shit over there. That ain't happening. Even Castanet, before that, had his moment saying he ain't fucking with him. You had that situation with Doechii, we ain't fucking with him. Wack 100 was called by Aiden Ross to go ahead and tame Glasses Malone, to put Glasses Malone in check like a good old boy. Wack was trying to do Aiden Ross's bidding, and then past that point, he kept fucking with him, kept rocking with him. So Blueface decided to do Aiden Ross's brand risk boxing match, and that shit did not go Blueface's way.
Slithering. Watch out! Watch out! I told you not. You got knocked the out.
That's crazy, bro. So, alright. So it did not go Blueface's way. Now, after the fight, Blueface was saying that his shit was rigged, alright? I gotta move shit over here to this screen because Blueface came on saying that he's not gonna fight with Aiden Ross, Brand Rich anymore because it's rigged and all this shit. That's the reason why he lost. Let me see if I can find that clip real quick. Yeah, this not the one directly after the fight. Let me see. Let me see if I can find the one directly after the fight. He was sitting down on a stool. I got a clip of him sitting in the car, but he was sitting on the stool saying that shit was rigged. Here you go, boom. I got 2 clips for y'all. So he lost the fight. Well, when I watched some of the clips, both their asses sucked, to be honest, but the more exciting moments, Blueface didn't get the best of those moments.
People, shout out to Branders. Shout out to Aiden. We can say what we want now, Chad, but we're just gonna go back and watch the punch ratio. I'll definitely never fight on brand risk again. Just based on Aiden's business skills. People, shout out to Brand Risk.
He meant Aiden. He said Adam, whatever. But he said something here as well.
Aiden is more confident than guys. Go look at the press conferences. Aiden is more confident than his own fighter. How that works out doesn't make any sense. You must know something we don't know. If you're more confident than your own fighter.
So Gemini, you think this whole shit scripted? You think this whole shit scripted as far as all this beef they got going on? If so, that shit lame as hell. But whatever. I ain't got no sympathy for Wack 100 at all. I feel like both these niggas deserve to be finessed. Fuck.
We'll let him explain, chat. If what I'm saying is not true, feel me? You won't care to address it, right? That's how life works, chat.
Oh, y'all talking about the cam shit. Y'all ain't talking about the Blueface shit. Y'all talking about cam shit.
Somebody says that I'm gay, chat. I won't care to address it because it's not true. Now, if it were true, I would over-explain myself and try to get you guys to believe that it's not. That's what Aiden's doing right now. Because he's receiving the real conversation.
Alright, so I seen Wack 100 come to the internet crying. I'm not gonna go through everything though. I'm gonna go ahead and go to, let me close this shit down. But I seen Wack come to the internet crying and shit, which I really don't give a fuck about. But Flacco got the story. I know y'all be pissed with Flacco sometimes, but let me see his covers of the situation. If not, then I'll go ahead and go with the clips I pulled up.
This Wack 100, Aiden Ross, and Blueface drama is literally insane. It has taken a turn I don't think anybody expected. Wack 100 went live this morning and accused Aiden Ross of some pretty serious things. Aiden Ross went live and accused Blueface of some pretty serious things. There's a lot to cover here, but let's start from the very beginning. Aiden Ross does these boxing events called Brand Risk. He obviously, right, came to an agreement with Blueface to fight on Brand Risk. Blueface was fighting one of Aiden Ross's good friends, Chibu. Like, Chibu started off as like a Aiden Ross stream extra. They grew a relationship. Brand Risk started. Chibu has been boxing on Brand Risk ever since. Now, after the fight, though, because Blueface lost, after the fight, Blueface said this, and this is the moment that started everything.
Yeah, I personally think the Cam and J. Cole shit, that's real, based on the lawsuits that was filed. Those real lawsuits, real lawyers being retained. I personally think that. Maybe some people may think different, but I think that's real. I looked at the paperwork too.
But hey, shout out to Brand Risk.
Shout out to Brand Risk. And Blue, if you do get back on Brand Risk, do you want a rematch or who do you want to fight?
I probably won't get back on Brand Risk because you tampering with the bets.
Never that. Never that. I don't know what he's talking about. Chibu!
Aiden Ross played it off really cool in a moment, but Aiden was pissed. Aiden was enraged, upset about this. I know this based on the conversations behind the scenes. Aiden Ross were pissed. Rainbet, who are the sponsors for the event, you know, they're everywhere on the event. They are...
Said Aiden Ross is trying to bitch Wack on a phone call with Act. He made him share his screen and chat history. Wack be punking dudes, but let Aiden punk him. I lost all respect. Bruh, that be the thing, dog. Nigga, you'll do all that shit against certain people, but you let Aiden say whatever to you. That shit crazy. That shit crazy. But he shouldn't be dealing with him in the first place. Shouldn't be doing no business with that man in the first damn place. Even being called as a damn guard dog for Aiden Ross in the situation with Glasses Malone was crazy to me.
Gambling company. All right. So when you have somebody accusing the host of the event of fudging bets, well, like that company can only exist if people have faith that the company is on the up and up and everything is legit and fair. So they took it very seriously too, and they began to force Aiden Ross to try to get Blueface to offer up a retractment. Blueface refused to. And the reason why Blueface even felt like, you know, the bets were being fudged by Aiden Ross, because Blueface felt like he won the fight. Blueface felt like he won the fight at least 4-2. I also scored the fight 4-2, but I understood why Chibu would be granted a W, because Chibu was the aggressor all night. Chibu was the one pushing forward. Blueface kept him off him with the jab, but Chibu was aggressive. Chibu at some point had Blueface out the ring. So I could understand why Chibu would be given the victory. I had Blueface 4-2. But so Blueface was already pissed because he felt like he won a fight, and he felt like the only.
All right, what else happened, man? So Wack 100 came on. I don't need all that. Wack 100 came crying.
Talking about. This is what made Blueface believe this. Let's take a listen to this.
It's like 180 right now.
Let's bet 180,000. I got Chibu. You got Blueface tonight. Because I know you got to go with Blue and I got to go with Chibu.
180,000?
Yes. You know you got that new steak deal. You could do it.
You know I don't be with you know.
DD, when are we going to see another fighter from your community? I want to see.
Hold on.
It's like 180 right now.
Let's bet 180,000. I got Chibu. You got Blueface tonight. Because I know you got to go with Blue and I got to go with Chibu.
180,000?
Yes. You know you got that new steak deal. You could do it.
Now, Aiden said, let's bet 180,000. He putting it on Chibu. That's Blueface's opponent. Blueface, we ain't gonna talk about the 20 grand he bet academics. We ain't gonna talk about that. Now, let's go back to Adam's fight. Let's see what we got going on here.
Chibu, no. He said no, right? No.
Adam, can you please tell the brother if he believe in you, then put something up?
I can't bet. I can't bet on my own promotions. I'll get arrested. You see what's happening to all these NBA players, NFL, MLB players, bro. I can't do that. I don't want to get that.
Y'all be having some good excuses, man.
I do, yeah.
Y'all.
This shit don't do nothing but make me happy, bro. I almost smiled hearing that. Yes, Aiden, finesse these motherfuckers. Finesse them, please. Please. Because we told their ass, don't go over there. What they stupid ass do? Go over there. Even in spite of a nigga, you confronted a nigga. You tried to call a nigga on behalf of Aiden Ross. Glasses Malone to check him or converse with him to calm him down about some shit, but not look at your old ass. Look at you looking stupid as hell. Looking stupid as hell. Yes, Aiden, finesse these niggas. Finesse these dumbass raccoons. Do it. Do it. Fuck it. Finesse him.
Aiden said
finesse him.
In January, on Adam's fight, he can't.
You not even supposed to be there. You not even supposed to be there.
Bet.
I don't know if the fight is rigged. I don't. Now, I had the fight scored at 4-2. The person that Aiden Ross.
Y'all know how that shit be. If you got kids, I don't got no kids. But I know when I was a kid, if I made it home safe from some shit somewhere I wasn't supposed to be, but some shit bad happened, you gonna get that I told you so from your OG, from your parents. You can get that I told your ass not to go around there. I told your ass not to do that, and now you see why. Now you see why. But here go Aiden Ross talking about the shit.
Again, Blue, I know you're upset you lost. I understand. And I give you your props for getting in the ring. And it was very tough to get you an opponent. But again, for you to shit on and say it's rigged because it had money up and whatnot. Bro, I bet $10,000 with academics. I'm not sitting here betting on Rainbet. I bet, 20 bands with Ac and whatnot. I have no control. I have no control over what happened. And Blue, to be honest with you, bro, there was a moment where you got chopped in the corner and you almost the ref almost went like this and TKO'd it because you weren't defending yourself. And for everybody online trying to shit on Chibu, saying Chibu's 70 pounds higher than him, he accepted the fight. These fighters know their terms. And Blue said, if it's not 6 rounds, I'm not fighting. And they fought at 6 rounds. Chibu gave him the 6 rounds. If it was 3, it wouldn't have happened. Judges make bad calls or good calls every fight. Okay? If you think Blueface won this fight, some of you guys thought AP the Fighter lost the last fight. I have no say. Jordan has no say. Nobody on my team has no say. There's no cheating. The judges make there's actual contractual obligation that he didn't follow, so he breached. He was supposed to wear a rain patch on his shorts. He didn't. And he's going to have to pay $100,000 for that. Like, he can't speak about anything, money, how much he got paid or whatnot. And we asked him to retract his statements. And he didn't. We gave him some time. We didn't want to do it. Now we're going to do it. So, yeah, we tried. We tried working with him and Wack, and they weren't really and they didn't want to work with us. So, sucks. But, yeah, we tried. I literally wanted to pay him.
This is some nasty work. This is nasty stuff, man. If you want to sue Blue...
All right, what else to say, man? But once again, I really don't give a fuck as far as their position, as far as looking all sad and sick. Like, you know, this is like a cautionary tale for niggas that want to go against the grain. And like, oh, I understand everyone else saying don't fuck with them because they did this person dirty or they treating these people like shit for whatever reason. But they're not gonna. It's not gonna happen to me. It ain't gonna happen to me. It didn't happen to you. And what you want us to do?
Telling them, bro, these fucking judges suck game, man.
It's not. Boxing is a...
Can't say shit. Wack with a back door, Blue. All we know, you know, he like to switch sides. Fact. If somebody says, "Boo, Aiden," they getting what they deserve. Hell yeah, hell yeah, man.
The sport comes with losses. How much did I make on the fight? Oh, I ain't gonna tell you how much I made, but I'll tell you that I made over 300,000. I'll let you guess from there. And that's just for the fight. That's not even including nothing else. So it's definitely a celebration, chat.
Wack 100 is who negotiated, you know, like Blueface payment, et cetera, et cetera. Obviously, you know, he's Blueface manager. He's the one who negotiated these things for him. So Wack 100 is very familiar with the contract, but Wack had to contact his lawyers just to make sure that there was no clause in there with the rain bat shorts and the patch on the shorts and things like that, right? And things of that sort. So Wack 100 would say after contacting his lawyers that Aiden Ross lied, that there was nothing in that contract about Blueface having to wear a rain bat, patch on his shorts. Like, that's just...
And I'm gonna keep it G with you. After all these things that been going on social media, I can't believe what Wack gotta say. He done lie about so many different things. He done showed some fake paperwork before. He has no credibility in my eyes. I'm not wasting no brain cells and trying to figure out if he's right or wrong.
Not true. It's just false. And Wack would also accuse Aiden Ross of doing some pretty disturbing things as well.
Yo, 9:15, y'all tune in. Sorry I had to come to this, but the 100 So YouTube channel, the truth about Aiden Ross and the boxing match, right? And his sexual advances at people. Hate to say it, but he tried his bully tactics, and I guess he thought we was gonna go street, and we kept it corporate. Aiden, nothing in the contract supports what you talking about. We'll play the long game. But I want you to tell the people on how you tried to use your Jewish ties for whatever reason, as if I had a problem with you being Jewish, and how you continue to make sexual advances at me. Just the other day, after I asked you time and time again, can you please respect that I'm a straight man? You know we got the content.
So, Wack will also post messages of Aiden Ross saying
Now, that's the main reason why I'm watching Flacco video, because I don't want to read all these damn messages. Aiden Ross became famous from collaborating with Bronny James playing 2K and acting gay, okay? That was his claim to fame, at least based on what I know. But you just seeing money and clout, and then you ran over there because you seen money and clout. Everyone could have told you this was what was gonna happen at Wack. Like anyone could have told you this shit. But no, you see money and clout and say, let me just go ahead and go over there.
Could kiss and make up. I guess this is like the sexual harassment. I'll be real, this does look kind of crazy, man. Like this does look pretty insane, okay? So Wack will say, bro, I'm owed monies. You think it's funny. It's not. I don't do bad business. But again, everybody has his day. I've been doing this a long time. I ain't them. I would never allow this to happen to anybody on my watch that I claim was a friend ever. Now, and Aiden Ross says, please, ? So, well, here, you can't even see that part. Let me just make this smaller so y'all could actually see like what I'm seeing, okay? So apparently, like, Wack is writing this in a group chat with academics and others. So Aiden says, please. So Aiden, I'll be real, I've been warned y'all about Aiden. This white boy is trying to humiliate them. It's not even about like trying to work. No, he's trying to humiliate them. Say please. Oh, he's saying, please, can we kiss and make up? Wack is like, bro, my guy, I'm not gay and I don't fear no community because I have partners and friends amongst them all. So Aiden Ross would then say, bro, I'm solid. Nobody gonna come to Compton and bless these communities. We got so much ish to do to save the world. This white boy is disgusting, man. Aiden is a disgusting human being. I ain't gonna lie, bro. So then Aiden starts to troll. He says, I'm gay. He says, are you rejecting me because I'm white, Jewish, and gay? Wow, an anti-Semite, homophobe, disgusting. So Wack starts to think that maybe Aiden Ross is trying to set up these messages to get Wack to say something crazy about that community so he could also use that as a reason not to pay them. So Wack says, no, I said I'm not gay.
I ain't gonna lie. The rest of the conversation, based on what I was saying, is just back and forth. The Wack saying he's not gay, and Aiden keeps saying, I'm Jewish, gay, and white. Why are you being mean? That's what his whole shit becomes. And they basically get nowhere. They get nowhere with this shit. It's a dumbass conversation. It's a dumbass position that Wack want to put himself into. I'm not reading all that. You want to see some more of that? Go ahead and check out Flacco channel. But before I wrap this up, let me see the last thing Wack got to say.
Doechii and what Blue
does not exist.
And what Aiden said about Doechii and what Blueface said about Aiden. You guys tell me if you heard Blueface ever say rain bet or brand risk, and if all he did was isolate it to Aiden as his opinion. And then I'll walk it down and I'll play some things that may have provoked Blueface to believe these things. So for this to be his opinion. I'm waiting for legal to give me a right to put the contract up so you guys can read it for yourself. I have text messages of Aiden asking me to ask Blueface to lie about certain things, and I denied it. I said, no, that ain't happening.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm wrap this shit up because really, I think this the energy that should be had. We should have for Wack 100 and Blueface be in this position. We told y'all that shit was just done for. But yet, you walked your ass over there with them folks and then got in bad business-wise with them. But now you want to come... who you even speaking to be the referee here? Just go talk to your lawyers and figure that shit out over there. Go talk to them. Because we don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck. We told you, you ain't listen. You ain't listen. Good luck, man. But hey, though, man, I gotta get some more content out for y'all, but I'm gonna wrap this live up right here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. We did almost 2 hours. Big vibe and big chilling. But I always gotta say I gotta go live more often. But K, appreciate you hanging out. Miss Hummus, appreciate you hanging out. Everybody else that was in the chat, appreciate y'all and all that good shit, man. But I'm gonna wrap this thing out, man. For Aiden Ross, Wack 100, Blueface, y'all stupid as hell. J. Cole, you my boy. Love the Kendrick. We gonna see what Iceman talking about when it pop out and all that good shit. But hit the like button on the way out. Drop a comment on the video, on the VOD when we done. Subscribe if you're new to the channel.